When you are traveling the World Wide Web, you need some important things like an ad blocker, a VPN, a actual internet device that will get you on it. But another important thing about it is to have a username. Some sort of like cool makeup name, maybe like a gamer tag, or a YouTube channel name. In this video, we'll talk about my YouTube channel's name, Stealthy. What do you mean? No, StealthyWDYM or Stealthy whatever, like you want to call it. That username right there. So I'm bringing this video idea up because actually in my school, specifically my calculus class, uh, my teacher and basically everybody in that class, but there's only like 10 of us there because it's a very small class, but they were talking about my username because we basically have a custom Spotify playlist, and my Spotify username is my YouTube channel name. So they mentioned it out loud, and they kept making fun of it, like, oh, what does this mean? What do you do? What do you? So I feel like that just basically sparked a no on in my head to basically make this video and say like maybe like the origins of my username, maybe like the origins of my YouTube channel, and maybe like the origins of I don't know, just how I came up with this name. So it's pretty simple. I'll just get down dirty and just say that Stealthy. I came up with Stealthy because I'm someone who really likes stealth approaches in games, or stealthy or rogue like approaches in games. So I thought the name like Stealthy was pretty cool because that's just like what I like to play. If there's ever some sort of like stealth aspect in the game, like if I play a Call of Duty campaign or I play like an open world game, and there's always a way I can do stealth. I'm someone who does stealth. I know most people do combat because they can't take, stealth is boring and they need some sort of, combat, like adrenaline rush happening. But I find that doing something stealthy is pretty cool. So I'm like, hold on, if I can implement this, and stealthy sounds like an actual like badass name. So I said, you know what? I'll call myself Stealthy. But we all know you can't just name yourself a single freaking adjective. You can't just name yourself a single word because most likely, it's gonna be taken. So I had to think about another thing. So Stealthy was gonna be my username. That was it. Now, I thought of a YouTube channel name, so I started with my first name, Isaiah, and then I tried to implement my way to say Isaiah Stealthy. Well, if I call myself Isaiah Stealthy, that sounds bad. It's the same as Stealthy Isaiah. So my first channel name was actually just my full name, but then I changed it to Isaiah Stays Stealthy, and then I kept that for like maybe like a month, and then I like kept reading and reading. I'm like, wow, this sounds very cringy and corny and god awful. So then I changed my name, I think, to Stealthy, to what it is right now. I think Stealthy, Stealthy. What do you mean? And that's how it is. And then I really liked that name. I really liked it a lot. And then the rest is history. So the what do you mean part of my name is basically, I think, just a reference to my speech impediment because there's a lot of things wrong with my voice and the way I talk. So like, what do you mean is like a cool little way to explain things. And I'm also someone who's not good at explaining things that well. So usually people will be like, hey man, what do you mean by that? Or yo, what did you say? So what do you say? I was going between like what did you say, or what do you mean? So I just said what do you mean because it sounds pretty cool. So then that's how I got what do you mean, and then I just combined Stealthy and then what do you mean together, and that's how I got it. Now I didn't come up with that like on the spot, like, oh, you know what, Stealthy, what do you mean? That's what I'm gonna do. So I had to find something. So there was this YouTuber, like when I was like maybe, and I did this when I was somewhere between the ages of 10 and 11. So around age 11, this is when I came up with it. There was this YouTuber who I watched, and it was actually a pretty good friend of another like big YouTuber I still watch today, named of Yub, and this YouTuber was the name of Robert IDK. So you can see the resemblance right there. So he took his first name, right, and then he took some sort of like text message like acronym. So Robert IDK, or I don't know. So I took that and say, hey man, I like that thing because I'm also someone who doesn't really like numbers or like cool little X's, X's in the names, like XX, Stealthy. It sounds like an actual like 5-year-old username that you'll see on Fortnite. Like I don't wanna. It sounds cringy, or I don't like to put numbers in my username because it seems kind of weird to me. So I just want to keep it, letters. I like it when it's just letters and not too many letters, but like a cool, like pretty interesting username. So I saw Robert IDK's like username, and I'm like, wow, that's a pretty good username. So then I just took what I had, Stealthy, what do you mean? And I combined it, and then boom, rest is history. So that's kind of like how I got it. Obviously, I didn't make it all at once. It's something, and now basically everything is just that username, Stealthy. What do you mean? My Twitter, my Instagram, my Xbox too. Like it's all that. It's just that. Like there's no numbers, no letters. It's just that. It's either gonna be, just like how it is right here, or all lowercase or all uppercase, or I'll put like maybe numbers in it if I want to implement it into like another game. And if it's like Taken, which it should not be Taken, it's a pretty interesting name. I'll just do that. So now, Stealthy. What do you mean? What do you mean, man? That's cool. Alright. Just a cool little video right now just talking about my username. That's it. Thanks for watching.